Morning.
Okay, welcome to the IELTS speaking test. So basically this test comprises of 3 parts, which is part 1, part 2 and part 3. So without wasting time, we shall proceed to part 1. So the question is, what hobbies that you do regularly?
I usually spend my time, my leisure time, doing my hobby that I like, which is playing music and also listening music. Since I love listen to music, I tend to listen to every kind or every genre of music, and my favorites are rock, pop, hip hop, and basically I listen to every kind of music. And since I in love with music, I tend to learn music by myself, which I was self-taught to learn music. And currently I'm playing and I'm learning to play guitars, and I can say that I'm still in a mature stage where I'm still learning playing guitar, and I would like to improve myself in playing instruments, music instruments such as another music instruments such as keyboards, drums, because a part of listening music and playing music, I would like also to to actually produce and to write songs, because it makes me to express myself more in music writing, and also to sing the song that I love and the one that I produce, if I have the chance or the opportunity.
Okay, very interesting hobbies. Okay, next question is, which new hobby would you like to try and why?
Which new hobby would I like to try? Basically I love something that challenge me, that would get me out of the norm of being typical guy out there. I would like to challenge myself, and I would like to try a new hobby, which is cooking, because I love to eat. I love to eat, and I really love the way how some good cooks, they can make very nice foods, and how they actually came up with new recipes. They came up with experimental cuisine and foods, which is nice foods. And basically because I love to experiment, I love to try new things and experiment things that it will actually turns out to be good good products as well. And actually for me, to try cooking is basically it teaches you how to make good food, and from there you will train yourself to improve your cooking, and eventually you will make good food for everyone else.
Okay, next question is, what will your job in the future be?
Currently I'm studying in veterinary medicine. I'm a third year veterinary medicine student, and I currently interested in livestock production, because in current situation in Malaysia, we are still having low self-sufficiency on beef production as well as dairy production. So I would like to spread and widen my knowledge and further my studies more on livestock, particularly on cattle or livestock production, because I would like to have the nation have its own self-sufficiency, as the same with other livestock such as the pig production and as well the chicken production, because both of these livestock production is has already achieved their self-sufficiency, and we already able to export our products to other country. So in future, I would like to focus more and focus more on to cattle production, particularly on beef or dairy production.
Okay, moving on to the next question is describe a toy that you had in your childhood.
Basically, I play a lot during my childhood, and my parents always bought me and my other siblings toys. And the toy that particularly have impact on me is the Lego, the block, because it actually when I think about that, when I was childhood, I love to play Lego because I can create things. I can make buildings. I can make the figure of an animal. I can make a model of vehicles like cars, trains, motorcycles. So it actually trains me to be creative and imaginary about what I wanted it to be like. So and because it is simple to be to be assembled and to be played, it actually did not limit me to make what I want the Lego to be like. So yeah, the Lego is one of the most favorite toy that I had during my childhood.
Okay, moving on to part 3. So, what is the difference between toys for girls and boys?
Well, typically for me, the difference between toys for girls and boys, for boys, mainly it is actually made of mechanical things, and it is actually more on building some things like the one that I explained just now, which is the Lego. And we boys love actually to play like action figure like Kamen Rider, Gundam, all those parts of toys that that is actually when you assemble it, it become a figure of human. So yeah, it is basically on back to imaginary and your creative skills. It trains your creative skills. But for girls, it is more, for me, it's my opinion. For my opinion, it's more to soft toys, and it's basically it's all about prim and proper toys, such as girls like to play Barbies and put up dress and other things that that typically girls like the beauty, the hair makeup, the hairdo, and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, but for me, there's no limit for boys or girls to play that is meant for them. Like girls can also play Lego, can also play action figure, can also play other toys that people always say it is meant for boys. And yeah, for boys as well, you can play Barbies, because there's no limit. There's no actually a guidance or restriction rule that boys need to play this particular toys and girls need to play this particular toys. So yeah, so if you ask me, is there any difference between toys from boys and girls? It's basically on mechanical things for boys and soft toys for girls.
Okay. For the next question, should children be allowed to choose their toys?
Yeah, for me, it is because it allows the children to have the right to choose what they want, because we could not set the limit for them to actually express their feelings and their creativity. but as long that the toys are not harmful for them and to other people, and also does not affect their faith or other religion that could sensitively impact to their parents or to themselves, I think it's fine. Because like just I said just now, the girls can also play Lego, and the boys can also play girls' toys like Barbies or the dolls that I just mentioned just now. Because we wanted to train these children to have their own. We want them to express their feelings and also to express their creative skills. Because at this stage, their brain is developing. So we wanted them to actually maximize their skills during their childhood, so that they won't have any problem when they are already grew up.
The next question is, do children learn something from toys?
Yeah, for me, it is, because particularly for me, when I play Lego, I learned something that it teaches me how to build something from nothing. And for the moral that I get when I played Lego, when I grew up, when I realized that it's actually there's no limit for you to achieve what you wanted. It is actually your effort to do something that you wanted. And probably when children play their toys, they don't learn anything besides having their toys being played and being shared with others. But with that experience, with that playing time, and as they grow up, they will, for me particularly, they will remember what they played during their childhood, and as they grow up, I'm sure they will relate what have they been played during their childhood and their current situation of this life. You know?
In your opinion, which is better? Either it's a mobile phone, tabs, or toys?
Both of them have the advantages, but for me, I will go for, if I have children, and if I see if the children want to play toys, want to play something, I will give them toys, because it is actually to build their motor neuron skills. And there is no doubt that the gadgets that we have, modern gadgets such as the tablets, the iPhones, and all the games has been installed in that devices. And for me, for the devices, for the modern gadgets and devices, they do have the interactive games, and it challenges the mind of the children that play with the games. But to some extent, for me, it could be the barrier between the parent and the child as well. Because for me, nowadays I observe that a lot of parents give these tablets and iPhones or other gadgets that have games that is installed into it. They will let their children to play, and the children will get away or distracted with that game, while the parents are also distracted with their own gadgets. So if this prolongs, for me, it could develop a barrier and widening the gap between the relationship between the parents and the child, because they are not spending time with each other, and basically the parents do not execute their role as parents to actually practice their good parenthood. So that's why for me, I think it is better for a parent or other children to play toys rather than mobile devices.
Okay, and the last question for today is, at what age is the best if you were to give your children a gadget? I mean, like a mobile phone instead of toys.
For me, it is best to give them when they are already in when they started their education stage, which is maybe during their primary school, because we know that the government has already started to apply the advance of technology into our national education system. So basically, we can implement that movement of government by giving these children to have their own gadgets, not to play, not just to play the games inside inside the gadgets, but as well to have the e-learning system, so that they can actually maximize or utilize fully the gadgets. Yeah, for me, it is actually good for them to have the gadgets during primary education, so that they can learn by e-learning system, and as well as they can play games during their leisure time.
Okay, that's all for today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the IELTS speaking test. This test is consists of 3 parts: part 1, part 2, part 3. So without further ado, I'll be asking you a few questions. Okay. So what are the hobbies that you do regularly?
Okay, honestly, I don't really have a specific hobby, but I usually enjoy watching TVs and listening to music whenever I have a spare time. It may not be as interesting as other hobbies like hiking or fishing and such, but I believe hobby is quite a personal thing, isn't it? Like everyone is different, and what might be interesting for one person might not be interesting for another person. Is something that I can lose myself in for a while. And some people might say that watching TVs and listening to music, particularly Korean music or Korean drama, they might say that it's not very beneficial to the person, or it's practically a waste of time. But to me, it really does help me to learn the languages, which is the Korean language, and also enhance my English skill through the subtitles that I read. And since through that, I've now able to read the Korean alphabet and as well as speak some basic languages.
Okay. So which new hobby would you like to try, and why?
New hobbies, I think I would like to try to travel alone. I would like to experience how to traveling alone feels like, and I believe that through this journey that I'll be able to meet different people, as well as see or observe different culture, and as well as taste their cuisines or different, and also like try different languages, and in short, it's a great experience in a very short period of time.
Okay. So what will your job in the future be?
Since currently I'm studying in veterinary medicine, and looking in the future, I believe I'll see myself as a small animal veterinary practitioner, since I've always been more interested in companion animals like cats and dogs compared to farm animal, livestock, and or wildlife animals. And basically, the basic routine as a small animal practitioner includes physical examination, consultation, performing surgeries, as well as prescribing medication and such. And I hope that in the future I'll be able to open my own veterinary clinic where I can offer mobile veterinary services as well as a 24-hour service.
So can you describe a toy that you had in your childhood?
When I was younger, I used to have a huge plush toy, which is a brown teddy bear, and it was almost as big as my height when I was still in the kindergarten. That, if I'm not mistaken, it was given by my mother's colleague, like a co-worker. And personally, I've always wanted to have a huge teddy bear during my childhood. That I keep on begging my parents to buy me one, but never really got the chance to own it. And since I've always followed my mother to work, that my mother's co-worker even treated me as his own child and was very close to me, that he gave me a teddy bear as a present since, I'm not mistaken, I think at the time he'll be resigning from work. And what makes it very memorable to me was that he passed away shortly after resigning from work, and I never really got the chance to visit him while he was sick and not really able to say goodbye. And I just knew that he's been suffering severe high blood pressure that eventually took his own life.
It's quite a nostalgic memory. So what is the difference between toys for girls and boys in your opinion?
Generally, I found there is a very distinct different characteristic in terms of toys for girls and toys for boys. I can see that in terms of color, we can see that the toys for girls, the girls are prefer more colors like pink or light colored toys, well compared to boys, they prefer more to like blue or dark colored toys. And other than that, I think you can see the difference in terms of, girls also spend most of the time playing pretend or role play in terms of like they're pretending to be cooking, or as well as caring as a mother to like a baby dolls. And compared to boys, they prefer more to the type of aggressive kind of toys which involve a competitive kind of toys that have some kind of adrenaline rush to it. And boys also, I think compared to girls, they prefer more to play outdoor activities where they usually play toys with, such as like truck or cars or something like that. And based on what I've read, that boys' toys encourage more fantasy play that was simply or removed from daily domestic life, whereas girls' toys encourage fantasy play that was more centered on domestic life.
So, in your point of view, should children be allowed to choose their toys?
In my opinion, yes, children should be allowed to choose their toys. Not all girls are the same and not all boys are the same. Some boys like cars and some girls like dolls, and most will enjoy playing with both given the chances. And I believe that parents should expose their children to a wide range of toys and play type. That it's important for them to realize that they have their own preferences, as it will shape their future and turn them into a unique, creative, and fun-loving individual.
So do children learn something from toys?
Yes, they do. Children are extremely fast learners. For a newborn, the world is a flood of information and they absorb it like a sponge. And various toys that can actually be used to support the learning and developmental process of infants, as well as toddlers and as well as young children. And choosing toys that are suitable for their child's age and cognitive ability will somehow support the child's development. And I believe that children can learn a lot from playing. And when you give, for example, when you give your child an educational toys and play with them play the toys with them. It gives them a chance to bond with you as well as learn and have fun at the same time. And making education enjoyable will help the children to retain the things that they learn and to keep the positive attitude towards learning.
So moving on to another question. So in your opinion, which would you prefer to give to your child? Is it a toy or mobile gadgets?
To me, personally, I would prefer to give them toys instead of like gadgets such as mobile phones, because I don't really like the children to be like very preoccupied with the gadgets, and I know that the mobile phone somehow have a lot of apps where you can get it for free and you don't really have to pay for it, and somehow very interactive for the children. But somehow I believe that from toys itself, that they can help to somehow develop the children's developmental and cognitive abilities compared to mobile phone. And in comparison with mobile phone, I believe that when they are very preoccupied with the phones, they somehow can affect their health. Somehow they might affect their visions as well as, and I believe that even my my brother's son, I witnessed that since they keep on giving him mobile phone or iPads, they are very preoccupied with it, that they somehow like ignore other persons, so they become very antisocial and somehow affected with their speaking abilities, and somehow they're not really well spoken.
The last question, in your opinion, at what age do the children should be given with the freedom to have the mobile gadgets?
In my opinion, if it was me, I would like my children to have it at later ages, probably during high school. But I believe that probably in nowadays, I don't think they will accept that if I don't want to give them the phone, as they will be very rebellious, as somehow this generation, they even the primary school, they already have the phones. So I believe that maybe even the primary school are the perfect age, but somehow the parents should be strict, somehow set some rules and regulation, and somehow monitor the children activity, so that it's not doesn't lead them to any things that are not
benefit for them.
not benefit.
Okay. So thank you for this session. We'll see you next time.